Hey guys, long time no see. I am back 2020 with new content, a new background. I'm just in front of my bed right now. Um, Before I was in a smaller space when I was doing the videos. So let me know. I mean, it's still a white background, but let me know if you like this background better or the old one. I don't know if you can hear me above this fan. I turned it on low, but I'll turn it off right now. Um, so today I want to talk about my experiences with sex. And I guess I should say my experience with one particular sexual experience, which is my virginity. And I want to start this video off saying if you are, I want to say 18 and under or 16 and under, please proceed with caution. I will try to figure out how to um, mark this as a video that is suggestive, that might, need some supervision, but I'm not going to be saying anything nasty. So I'm just going to be talking about basically, it's kind of like a story time, but with some background information. I'm sorry. Okay, so background information. I'm bloated. I'm peeing this thing. So I'm like so bloated right now. But back to the story that hasn't started yet. So I grew up in the church as a Christian. I don't know if I think we were considered Baptist. I don't really know any research underneath that. I just know that we made a lot of noise during praise and worship, and there were some there was some structure to church. My granny was a pastor, and pretty much everyone on both sides of my family, from my mom's side and my dad's side of the family, grew up in church. It was a real big thing. My mom's side of the family is from the South, so you can kind of gauge what that was like. It wasn't like we grew up super conservative or anything, but there were some things, some do's and don'ts, if you will. So I, from a young age, my mother and my father, but mainly my mother, because she was in a medical field, talked to my sisters and I about sex. She told us the technical terms, what the body parts were called. She said women have breasts, men have penises, XYZ. And the way she explained sex to us was when, what it is. And she shared that with us because we were always at my grandmother's house, and in her apartment complex there were a lot of men, so she wanted to make sure that, god forbid, anything happens, we knew what to say and how to say it, and we knew what was going on. So yeah, so that's some background information. I was very well educated in sexual education and, you know, research. However, I didn't know the street names for certain things, like the body parts that you would hear in rap songs or R&B songs, like vagina, the P word, and penis, the D word, I guess. So yeah, I didn't know any of those words until I started riding the bus and started listening to rap music more. And so um I always wanted to wait till marriage to share my virginity with someone, one for religious reason, one for religious reasons, and two because it was taught to me. And then as I got older, my mom did say, even if you don't wait, you want to make sure it's with somebody that cares about you and that you love. You want to be basically in love when you have sex. And it's not something she pushed on me. When I became like 16 and older, I was like, okay, that's something I want for myself. I would like to be, if not married, in love with someone when I choose to share my virginity with them. And I'm using the phrase share my virginity now because the thing that scared me most about my virginity was the language people used when they talked to me about it. It was always, when you lose your virginity, oh, I lost my virginity. And it's something you can never get back, which is true. However, I was like, that word lost, it it was so powerful to me because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm losing it. And once you do it, you've lost it and it's gone forever. It's not like you can mark an X to go back and find the hidden treasure. And this is just how I think of it. Please, for myself, please don't think that I'm pushing this agenda on anyone because I'm not. So, yeah, I wanted to wait till marriage until I decided to share my virginity with someone. And it became a point where I did. I shared my virginity with someone, and I wasn't intoxicated at all. I was very much sober, but I don't remember why I said yes. And that has been haunting me ever since I had that experience. That question, why did you say yes? Why were you ready? Were you even ready? Were you sure? Blah blah blah. And I've had different people tell me, when you know, you know. So I thought that I in that moment that I knew that I was ready. And I still don't have an answer to that question. I still don't remember for myself why I chose to say yes to sharing my virginity and why I chose to share it with that particular person, because there were some experiences after sharing that part of myself that changed the way I looked at that person. And I I regret it. I regret sharing my virginity soon. And I know it's like, girl, get over it. It's been years, and I've had other sexual experiences with people that I've loved and been in love with, and have been in love with. So, it's been better. And it wasn't a bad experience. The guy was very gentle, and I I think what haunts me also about that experience is after, because it's not like him and I were boyfriend and girlfriend. However, we were friends even before we started doing anything remotely sexual. We were friends, and I I wanted to be held afterwards, and I wanted to ask, but I didn't want myself to, because I had just, shared a vulnerable moment of myself with someone. I didn't want to fall deeper. I didn't want to get to a point where I was like, oh my gosh, I love him now, or I'm in love with him now, because I had that experience. And I didn't, so I didn't. And yeah, I did have this fairy tale of what sharing my virginity would be like, because I thought about it all the time. I was going through puberty, and, my body was changing. So I thought about sex a lot between the ages of 16 and up. So I I I felt like what I pictured in my head should have been what actually happened. And it didn't. And I'm not hung up on that. Like I said, I'm still haunted by why I said yes. And afterwards, I wanted to fall asleep being held. I wanted to talk about it. So, um, it's not all on him, because, I could have said something that night, but I didn't. And maybe if I did, I wouldn't have all these answers and still be, you know, haunted and thinking about it in this moment right now. But I wanted to share this story because we have to be careful about the language we use when we're talking about virginity with men and women. That word lost is so strong, and it's ever since it was used to me at a young age when I was being told about this virginity thing, it has scared me, you know? So I think I decided to start using the word share my virginity instead of I lost my virginity. I decided to start saying when I shared my virginity with this person, because I did. It was a mutual experience with another person that I chose to, be with. And so I shared it. And ever since I started using that word, I don't feel as sad or any less than when I was using the word lost. I hope I'm making sense here. So, if you are thinking about sharing your virginity, male or female, it's going to sound so cliche, but make sure you know why you said yes and why you said yes to the person you chose to share it with. So that's the end of this video. I hope that you guys, found this purposeful. And please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.